Hey, what's happening everyone? Pragmatic Addict here. Alright, no longer sick, haven't been to the theater in a while, and while I was sick, during one of my many surfing sessions through social media, I saw a movie that I've been seeing some advertisement for here and there called Flow. It's been getting some really high praise, some early Oscar buzz, and I saw that it was actually releasing in my city this weekend. And from what I saw, it's an 85-minute animated movie about animals, but more so, about a cat. I said, shit man, let's go back to the theater. Also, this review is a little bit late. I had planned to actually see this movie back on Friday. Didn't expect to do 3 viewings of the latest Creep episode, but when you get the episode that we got this week, a standard viewing just doesn't cut it. So I do apologize, but yeah, definitely go check out that video if you haven't already. So this film is about a cat who finds refuge on a boat after a flood destroys its home and must work with other animals to survive. Now, there are 2 things I really look for in animated films. First off, they just gotta be heavy, okay? They have to leave you a mess at some point. And second, the obvious one, they just gotta be visually stunning. Which, from this premise and this buzz, yeah, time to go back to the theater. So right off the bat, yeah, this is the most gorgeous animated film I've seen all year. And a lot of that is because of this movie's nature, literally being set in a nature setting. It's got that watercolor animation where it looks like a painting come to life, and like paint when wet, it's got that drip to it, that freshness. And why I always like animated films that look like this, that have this nature setting to them, is it always makes that nature setting feel that much more lively. It gives it that sense of freshness. And as an animated film coming out at the end of 2024, getting that early Oscar buzz, every animated scene in this movie felt alive, was absolutely gorgeous, felt necessary as a scene in an animated feature. And to be this far in animated cinema really had me just sitting back in awe, wondering how some of this animation was even done. And going back to the setting of this film, and it just being about animals, there is no dialogue in the film. The only sound in the movie is realistic animal sounds of animals in nature and the sound of nature itself. Wind, river, weather conditions, and the specific sound of a specific animal walking on a specific surface. And again, it just really helped enhance this film as being in its own realistic yet fresh world. And that goes especially toward this film's main premise, this cat's home getting flooded. That's another aspect that made this film really stand out, was seeing the variety that is in animals' life, but especially a cat. How a cat lives, what it may and can use as shelter, which this cat's home, what happens to it. It's an understandable thing, but it's a specific thing, it's a realistic thing, and it's an unfortunate thing. That, again, all played heavily into this film being emotionally impactful, original, realistic, important, and with the nature and setting of this film, as well as the specific and advanced choice of animation, again, it all contributed to help making this film its own. And with this film being an ever-expanding world with its setting and characters, you never knew what was coming, because at its point, literally anything could happen, but you were always on the edge of your seat because this film had opened so many doors to so many possibilities. It was just an adventure that you never got bored with, never knew what was going to come next, and completely and continuously trusted that whatever was chosen to happen next out of the endless possibilities, that it was going to be very specific and very thought out just as another contribution to this film. And again, all that in mind, with the advanced, gorgeous, perfect choice of animation in this film, had you that much more anticipated and eager for whatever was gonna come next. I also want to note the motion of this film. It's got that kind of like shaky cam feel to it, which may sound weird or just like not that huge or even necessary for an animated film, but I really admired it because it was the attention to detail, the realisticness of that, the fact that you're never really still, along with how realistic and lively the film, aside from this felt, made what you were seeing just that much more lively and realistic. But also the fact that majority of this film does take place on a boat, it added again to that realistic effect of movement and just that momentum. I just really appreciated that detail. And overall, I'm definitely going to give Flow a positive review. Also, I couldn't help but think about this throughout the entire film. I'd love to see this specific film be adapted into a video game, be like the game Stray, but this cat and this story. Anyone who sees this movie, you were thinking the same thing. But yes, guys, that is going to do it for my review of Flow. I don't know how many theaters this is playing in this weekend. I did read that it did get its full release, like its nationwide release, starting this weekend, but it is only in one theater in my town, so it may be a little bit limited, but if you have the chance to see this film, definitely go check it out. But yes, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video very soon, and this concludes it for my review of Flow. Take care, and I hope you all have a great day.